Okay, so this is Y.O.U service. So something that we're going to do is called a joy song. And for this song, I need you all to stand up. Come on, get up, I believe in you. And this song is going to be a call and repeat song. So you're going to say what I say, and do what I do. Okay, ready? I said a boom, chicka boom. I said a boom, chicka boom. I said a boom, a chicka rocka, chicka boom.
Said a boom, a chicka rocka, chicka boom.
Oh yeah. One more time. Janitor style. I said a broom, push a broom. I said a broom, push a broom. I said a broom, a push a mop, a push a mop, a push a broom.
Said a broom, a push a mop, a push a mop, a broom.
Oh yeah. One more time. Underwater style. I said a broom, chicka broom. I said a broom, chicka broom. I said a broom, a chicka rocka, chicka broom. Oh yeah. One more time. Regular style. I said a boom, chicka boom.
I said a boom, chicka boom.
I said a boom, chicka boom.
Said a boom, chicka boom.
I said a boom, a chicka rocka, chicka boom.
Said a boom, a chicka rocka, chicka boom.
Oh yeah. We're done. Woo! Now we're gonna sit down. Sit down time. Thank you for standing up and having fun with us. Joe, it's your
time. Details. And it is on. Good. Good morning. Wow, that makes you sound important. I'm Joe Bowen, and I'm Y.O.U sponsor, and I want to welcome you here to Y.O.U Day. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Right now, we're just doing the welcome and our vision statement here at Unity Church of the Hills. Our vision is that we are centered in love and divine oneness. We transform ourselves, our community, and our world. And then our mission statement, we put God first, celebrate life, live unity principles, and empower each other to transform our lives. Thank you. And so we want to welcome, first of all, our online participants. Welcome, we're glad that you are here virtually. I want to acknowledge newcomers. Do we have anybody here for their first time? Feel free to wave a hand. Good morning. Good morning. We're glad that you're here. Please feel free to fill out a connection card and place it in the offering basket. I'm going to fumble every word today. I'm going to try and get myself to the right page of my notes. Thank you. Okay, so good morning to everyone. Welcome to Unity Church of the Hills. Today is Y.O.U Day, Youth of Unity. Our Youth of Unity, which I refer to collectively as my kids. That one especially, yeah. And today we celebrate and bring to you in a special service our UCOH, Youth of Unity, and they'll be speaking to you in the future about this. And so now let's take a moment to enter into that sacred space, that of unity worldwide, our Unity Church of the Hills, our youth family ministry, and of the Youth of Unity. And may we bring our spirit together in welcome and in joy, in adventure, and in learning, and in our own sense of youth. And may we exult in the spirit and the awesomeness of our beautiful kids. Breathe that in. And so it is, and so we let it be. Namaste. And in the Y.O.U, we have a tradition of greeting each other, and I want to introduce to you Martina Ciacci to lead you in our check-in.
So, I know you speak so much. We do this little thing called check-in. And so it's pretty much like a weekly little, hey, this is how my week went. I haven't seen you in a while, but here's some fun facts. And so we're going to do check-in together. But before we do check-in, I have to introduce you to my good friend Chuck. Chuck is the check-in chicken duck. And we also, this is really important, we have 2 rules with Chuck. We do not question whether Chuck is a chicken or a duck. We don't. And then we also are not allowed to Chuck. We lightly underhand pass Chuck. Understand? Unfortunately, we can't pass Chuck to everyone, but we're going to do check-ins with our neighbors around us. So what the check-in is for today is introduce yourself. Hi, for example. I'm going to do hi. Hi, my name is Martina. Say your pronouns. My pronouns are she, her. And then say, now this is an awesome question. What is your favorite way to eat a potato? And my favorite way is mashed potatoes because they're amazing, but it changes sometimes. So go ahead, tell your neighbor your name, your pronouns, and your favorite way to eat a potato. Go ahead.
All right. When you're done checking in, join us in our congregation song. Here we go. I am blessed every day of my life. I am blessed. When I wake up in the morning and I lay my head to rest, I am blessed. I am blessed. I am loved. I am loved every day of my life. I am love. I wake up in the morning and I lay my head to rest. I am loved. I am loved. I am peace. I am peace every day of my life. I am peace. When I wake up in the morning and I lay my head to rest, I am peace. I am peace. I am blessed. I am blessed every day of my life. I am blessed. When I wake up in the morning and I lay my head to rest, I am blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed.
in this spirit of love and community and the joy of our youth. Welcome and namaste.
Above us only sky. Imagine all the people cheering for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed, no hunger. A brotherhood of men. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. He wasn't there to give me the thing. Thank you. Well, good morning. In case you don't know who I am, my name is Martina Ciacci, and I'm one of the Y.O.U.ers here at Unity Church of the Hills. Now, I've been attending UCH for about 12 years, so I might be a familiar face to some of you who have been here for a little longer. You might recognize me from running around the halls or my super cool monthly taco announcements. But today, I want to talk about something that's so near, so dear to my heart, and something that I care about so, so deeply. and that is the Y.O.U Legacy Rally. Now, what's Rally? Rally is when all the Y.O.Uers, all the Youth of Unity, so high schoolers from Unity in South Central region of the United States, come together for about a week to learn a lesson together and to connect with one another. And just to start off, I'd like to say that this is completely different from any other summer camp or religious experience that I've experienced or many other. And this is very different from normal church camp is because you really get to know one another while you're there. And every Unity Rally has a theme. And this year's Unity Rally, the theme was Scaling the Summit. So what exactly does that mean? So it pretty much boils down to every experience in life is like climbing a summit. And so this mountain, some mountains are vast and feel never-ending, and some feel more like hills, but all are important journeys. And the peak of this climb, this mountain, this journey, is the quote-unquote goal that you are trying to achieve. And as long as you keep on moving, you're closer to where you want to be. Now, most people, once they reach their summit, reach their goal, they want to sit down for a minute and bask in their own achievement and be like, whoa, I just did that. And the main thing we learned at Rally is to not only enjoy the journey by taking a moment to pause and cherish it, but to also use the descent from the mountain as a tool to take the experience we learned into our everyday lives. So let's travel through this mountain together. First, you have to start the journey. Even if you aren't completely ready, you must begin. After starting the journey, you must push yourself. Every step will take effort and strength. And whether you can see the summit or not, you have to keep on pushing to reach your goal. And then after all that effort, all that pushing, you finally reach the peak. You have reached your goal. You can take a moment to take a deep breath and really relish in your victory. But unfortunately, you have to start the descent down. And as you travel down, you look behind you, you see the summit, and it seems so far away, but so close in your heart. And you keep going down, and you're thinking about, what have I learned? What have I done? And then finally, you finish the climb. Your journey is over. And you're in the same place you started. And it's weird, because you're in the same place you started, and you're looking around, and it's like, but everything has changed so much. And you must take what you've learned, the knowledge you have gained through that treacherous climb, and take it into your future journeys and climbs. That's pretty much the theme of Rally, is that, of course, every journey in life is like a summit. Now, something that's really important about Rally and something that's really important about my experience as a Rally was this year I was one of the regional officers chosen, or Regi for short. And what that means is that myself, along with 4 other regional officers, got chosen to plan and run the rally. So we started, oh, there we are. That's all 5 of us. Now we're gone, but it's okay. All 5 of us gathered together every other week and planned this experience, thinking of how can we make this the best for everyone who attends. And one of the main, most important parts about Rally is the family groups. Now, what's a family group? A family group is a group of 12 people, 10 Y.O.Uers, and 2 sponsors, so adult sponsors, adult leaders, coming together and playing games and learning stories and doing meditations. But the most important thing that these groups do together, these families group do together, is learn a lesson and discuss with one another. Those discussions are the most important part, because you don't get to only be like, oh, we're learning about a mountain, and then we got to meditate, and ooh, we got to play a game. It's a discussion, an honest, open, safe discussion where Vegas rules imply, if you don't know, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And it's when you really get to connect with each person there, because you get this awesome discussion. Keep in mind, these family groups are about 3 to 5 hours a day for 5 days. So you spend a lot of time with these people. And that's one of the most important parts of Rally, is looking into someone's eyes and really understanding them. And you get to that point by having those discussions. there are some very important and sacred ceremonies at Rally. There are a few that tend to stand out, and I'll be mentioning a few of them. We have a thing called spirit sharing, which, in case you weren't here just 5 seconds ago, that's what I just did alongside my friend Eva. It's you sharing your spirit with those around you. And you can do that in any way you like. You could say a poem, you can sing, you can dance, you could do the Macarena, anything you want to do, any way that you want to share your spirit with those around you. Another really meaningful sacred ceremony, which definitely makes it different from other camps, summer camps, or religious camps, is the Dances of Universal Peace, or the do-ups. And this is not only the Y.O.U.ers connecting with one another, but connecting with the space that we're in. We did a lot of dances of Universal Peace for Cherokee Nation, and that is because we were in the heart of Cherokee Nation in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. And so we connected not only with ourselves, with one another, with other cultures and our culture, but we connected with like the earth and the sky and the sea. And it's a really amazing way for you to truly be grateful for what you're doing and truly feel that connection that everyone strives to feel, that energy from someone else and connecting with you. And the most crazy sacred ceremony that you will never hear of in any other group, religion, anything, is called the angel wash. Now, what's the angel wash? The angel wash is, there are 2 lines of candles, and there are people on either side of the candles standing towards the center, and someone goes down with their eyes closed and their hands crossed over their chest, and the people on either side guide them while telling them words of affirmation and love. And this is like a cleansing of your soul in a way. And it's truly so amazing. Like, if it gives you an idea, I start crying immediately as it starts every year. I'm like, it's just so beautiful. So if that gives you an idea, and I'm not much of a crier, so it gives you an idea. It's just such this unique experience, and the energy in the room is like no other I've ever experienced in my entire life. And a sacred experience that comes very near and dear to my heart was the regional officers' truth talk, the REGI truth talk. That's when each of the regional officers comes up and speaks from their heart, their truth. And people talk about difficult points in their life. I talked about a few difficult points in my life. And I'll be talking a little bit more about that later. But it's when they share who they are with the group in an honest way. And I'm gonna give the floor to a good friend of mine named Aiden Watson, and he's going to speak a little bit about his experiences at Rally and also speak on behalf of a good friend of ours.
Thank you, Martina. Stop. No, but thank you, Martina. Oh, wait. Sorry, I'm just so loud. Sometimes I can't even tell. Wait. Oh. Thank you, Martina. Beautiful, as always. And I'm not just talking about your face. But, yeah. Wait. Did you write down my speech, or low-key should I pull it up? Okay, guys, wait. This is low-key on my phone.
We're having some technical difficulties. Stand by.
We are so prepared. Benson Boone was my first tab open. Oh, wait, Martina, I shared it with you. Bruh, well, I don't care. So, airplane food, am I right? Yeah, I swear I'm usually more prepared. Okay, I found it. Okay. So this is my speech. Oh, this is my speech about Rally. I went with Martina, and here goes. The first time I met Martina, I was in line for food before service. She asked if I wanted to join the Y.O.U. I said, why not? I first heard about Rally a few months in. By then, me, Martina, and Eva were like 3 peas in a pod. Martina would rave on and on and on about what a wonderful experience Rally was, and as much as I believed her, because I believe everything she says, to be honest, I unfortunately have a family that I had to visit at the exact same time Rally was happening. In January that year, when I was in the midst of a full-force musical, a winter retreat came up, and I decided to go because I already knew somebody there, shout out Emilio, and because I wanted to experience a taste of this supposedly magical experience. To start off, I was not primed to enjoy my time, because I think I'm cursed, and I was sick on that day, and I'm also sick today, so full circle. But miraculously, I was healthy, and I was better than ever on my second day there, and I feel like that says something about the environment. Fresh out of rehearsal that day, we drove down to San Antonio, and we unpacked our things. Everyone there, except for Emilio, and the people I knew, were strangers to me, but they were all super kind, and I felt really invited in. I met so many amazing friends, I made so many memories I'll cherish, but I really felt like I was thrown into this new world, and I had just barely scraped the surface. I wanted more. I begged my mom to push our trip to Colombia back, and I reluctantly gave up on going to this musical camp that I really, really wanted to go to because I knew it would mean a lot to Martina and to myself that I went to Rally. It was her first year as Regie, and it was just something that was so important to her, and I was willing to give up things that I loved because I knew that it meant a lot. Miraculously, my musical theater camp ended exactly 12 hours before Rally, so I got home at 7, I packed my stuff, and I woke up at 7 a.m. the next day. And my trip to Colombia was scheduled 6 days after it ended, so I suppose by divine intervention, it all worked out. The second I stepped into Rally, I loved it, mostly because I saw Martina, and I followed her around like a duckling, but also because I saw an array of other familiar faces. Juliet, who you'll see up here, well, not right now, but in all the slides about Rally. I love her so much, and I met her during retreat. I've thought of her as a friend ever since. I met Strider. I had never heard of him before, low-key, but he had really amazing style, and right off the bat, dazzled me. I met Willow, who was so attentive the second I checked in, and it made me feel at peace because I already walked in and someone was already affirming, hey, I care about you, I'm here to listen. And I finally met the very infamous Beck, who I had heard a lot about. I was still pumped up from musical camp, so I was low-key stretching for an hour every single night before I went to bed, and I was still stuck into this wake up, work, eat, work, sleep mentality. And it was really welcome change to be able to sit down with our family groups and a few familiar faces and a few new ones and be able to really just connect with people, not in spite of the work that needed to be done, but because of it. I felt myself slow down and fall into this rhythm again, and not a really quick one, like a slow, comforting rock to sleep. And after every truth talk, I was electrified because I finally had the space to stop and think and to stop and ask myself, how do I actually feel about that instead of just having to keep going? And I really had the space to hear other people's perspectives form around me. Every day I woke up and I was really, really ready to start the day and to see the people I had learned so much about in such a short period of time. I was so ready to talk with my new friends. I was so excited to deepen my connection with the people I already knew and loved. Rally was so understanding and so accepting. So was my previous camp, but there's a big difference between a company or a team and a family. And that's what Rally felt like. It felt like family. It was always an open dialogue. There were so many unique perspectives in the room at all times, and there was an energy that you could close your eyes and just fall, and someone would be there to catch you and wrap you in a hug or a fuzzy. That's what the hugs were called. I've changed a lot over the past year, more than in my entire life, and it meant a lot to have a space where there was no judgment and you really did just talk to each other and love each other completely without limits. We talked about the summit, how everything in life is like climbing a mountain, starting, climbing, working through it at your own pace, receiving clarity at the top, and leaving it all behind as you descend, and taking with you the experience you gained. As we drove through Oklahoma, away, heading back into Texas, I realized that I was looking at the summit behind me, and it was huge. I didn't even know that I was climbing it until I had the space to stop and talk about it. So I guess all in all, I really enjoyed my time there. And that's my piece. And unfortunately, one of our friends who also went to Rally, Lana, couldn't be here because she was a senior, so this was her first year at Rally, and as much as she enjoyed it, unfortunately, she has a life, and she had to go away to college, but she did write a speech for us to say, and I'm happy to read it on behalf of her. She says, "This year, I went to my very first Unity rally. I haven't really been to many church camps before, and honestly, the ones I had been to were nothing compared to this. I remember worrying about not knowing anyone, wondering how it would feel, what the people would be like. But as soon as I got there, all of those worries started to fade. The space just felt different. The energy was different. There was this overwhelming sense of love and acceptance that I'd never felt anywhere else before. It wasn't something people were forcing or pretending. Love was just the natural energy of the space. It felt as simple and as natural as breathing. People moved with love, spoke with love, held each other with love. I felt a sense of community like I'd never known. It was like all the walls we normally carry around, our doubts, our judgments, our defenses, just melted away. For the first time, I felt what it could actually be like if the whole world lived in peace. If every interaction was about truly seeing each other, loving each other, and holding space for one another without hesitation. One of the most powerful parts of Rally for me was the angel wash. All week, people kept building up to the anticipation, but no one would actually say what it was, and that just made it feel even more mysterious. When it finally happened, it was incredible. Walking through the angel wash felt like being cleansed, but not just in a physical way. I felt spiritually washed in love. Each person who came up to hold space for me was pouring unconditional care straight into my soul. It honestly felt like coming face to face with God, not in some distant or abstract way, but through the people around me who chose to love so freely. I remember crying for hours during and after it. Even giving love in the wash was emotional for me. I started envisioning each person surrounded by golden light, and I could see everyone, whether they were strangers or close friends, looking whole and complete. Being able to recognize the divinity in someone else and having them recognize it in me was so healing. I cried, not out of sadness, but because I felt safe, seen, and deeply cared for. It was overwhelming in the best way. In those moments, I realized how much love really exists in the people around me, and how powerful it is when we let ourselves give and receive without barriers. The love I experienced there was unconditional. It didn't depend on who I was or what I looked like or what mistakes I had made. None of that mattered anymore. Our differences just disappeared. And what was left was real, unconditional love. But it wasn't just the angel wash. It was all the little moments that built up to the experience. The family talks where we shared and listened so openly. The laughter, the playful activities, the late night conversations. I watched people come out of their shells, open up, and be vulnerable because they finally felt safe. I saw people be truly heard, maybe for the first time ever, and I got to be a part of that. Unity Rally gave me something I didn't even know I was missing. It showed me what's possible when love is at the center of a community. It gave me hope, not just for myself, but for the world, and it left me with this deep desire to carry that same spirit of love, acceptance, and compassion into everything I do. Thank you. That's all I have to say on that matter.
Oh, this is not mine. You did a great job, though. I'm so proud of you. I don't need that.
I don't need this.
Okay. Well, hello, I'm back. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about my first experience at Rally. So, my first time I walked into Northeastern State University of Oklahoma, I was like, I do not want to be here. I want to go home. I want to be in my bed. I do not want to deal with a bunch of random people that I've never met before, and I don't want to be here. And then by the end of my first year at Unity Rally, my life had completely changed. My perspective on every single person in the world had changed, and my perspective on myself had changed so drastically. Now, this year was my third Unity Rally, but back at my first Unity Rally, I had never walked into a room before in my life and knew that every single person in there wanted me in there. It's such a crazy experience to truly look into each person's eyes and see, hi there. It's so nice to meet you, or it's so nice to see you again. To feel that welcomeness, to feel that love, to feel that cherishing of another person, and knowing that they are who they are. And it was so weird for me. As you know, I was 14, I didn't want to deal with people, but I walked in and I saw people and I saw love for the first time. Love between strangers, love between old friends. Love exploded from that room. And throughout my first rally, I kept learning and I kept learning and I kept growing and growing. And I just was in awe of how amazing the space was. And from the first day, it finally clicked in my brain, I belong here. This is what I want to do. This is where I belong. In Y.O.U, in unity, at Rally. And that's when I was like, I want to be a Regi. Remember regional officer, which was the role that I got to do this year. But my first year, I knew immediately, this is what I need to do. I need to be a Regi. And so I went to another year of Rally. I got to experience all these amazing emotions, truly get to understand each person that I met. And then eventually, my junior year, I was selected as one of the regional officers alongside 4 other Regis. Now, it was a little bit of a process to be selected, but when I found out Joe was there, I was jumping up and down. I was like, oh my God, I'm a Regi, oh my God. Like, it's like if a girl's like, oh my God, I just got engaged, oh my God. Like, it was that type of vibe. I was very excited. And that kind of shows you how big of a role this holds in my life, how energized I was. I went from a person who was like, I do not want to be here. I'd rather be in my bed at home. Why am I in Oklahoma? To a person who's like, can we go back to Oklahoma? Like every single day. And through being a regional officer, we had meetings. Every other week, we'd get on the call for about 2 hours, and so it'd be all 5 Regis plus our regional coordinator, Julie Kaur, and we'd talk. And we'd plan out this rally, seeing how we wanted it to be, how we wanted to change people's lives, how all 5 of our lives had been completely changed. And those meetings were such an anchor for me personally. I was going through my junior year, as everyone knows, is the hardest. I was really stressed. I was not getting enough sleep, and I really struggled with loneliness that year. And having those meetings every other week was such an anchor for me, because sometimes I was not doing well, but I knew if I opened the call and I just said, guys, I am doing awful, and I just fell on the floor, I knew they'd all be there, even though they lived hundreds of miles away. They'd be there to pick me up and tell me it's all gonna be okay. And if it shows you how dedicated I am to this, not only did I do these every other week meetings, I, alongside another Regi, made bracelets, hand-woven bracelets, for almost every single person who went there. I'm wearing 3 of them now from Rally. This one was my regional officer bracelet, and these 2 were my selective bracelets. And those each took about 3 to 5 hours. I think I made around 30, maybe 40. It took a while, but every time I'd make one of those bracelets, I could just envision the Y.O.U.er or the sponsor who would get this bracelet and how it would bring them comfort, that they would know I'm always with these people and they are always with me. And I just made those bracelets, and just thinking about that just brought me so much solace and so much joy in some of my darkest of moments this year. And so we finished planning Rally, and then we showed up a few days early, myself along with the other 4 Regis and Julie Kaur, the regional coordinator. We showed up and we had some stressful moments, some very stressful moments. But getting together in this group, and even in our stressfulest moments, we'd all take a deep breath and we'd say, divine order, it's all gonna work out. And that's one of the main things I took out of Rally this year, is divine order, divine intervention, that everything's gonna happen and that it's all gonna be okay. And so everyone showed up, and it was super cool to meet all these new people and say hi to people that were returning. And I was so nervous, guys. I was so nervous. I was like, guys, what if they hate Rally? What if they hate all the production? What if they hate it all? And then I walked in and I looked at each person and I saw the joy in their heart, whether I knew them or not. I saw the light in their heart. I saw the potential to grow, and I saw amazing human beings. And one of the biggest parts about being Regi is you're not in a family group. which is so sad. When I first learned that Regies weren't in family groups, I was so sad. I was like, but family groups is the most important time. It's when those discussions really happen with those groups of people. But something I gained with no family group time is I gained time with my regional officers. And I got to learn about each of them deeper and connect with them in such an amazing way that I wouldn't have been able to if I didn't have this time of planning and time of interaction with another. So some things I love and cherish about my fellow regional officers. Strider. He showed me compassion and understanding. He taught me to always be myself, my whole self, unapologetically. Willow showed me curiosity. They taught me to always question perspective, not just one or two points of view, but hundreds before making an opinion. Juliet showed me strength, how to hold my head strong in stressful moments, and how to truly enjoy the happiest moments. And man, were there a lot of happy moments with Juliet. Then Beck. He showed me unconditional love. He showed me that everyone deserves love, even me. He also taught me that my weakest moments hold so much strength, making them my strongest. And I would look into the hearts of these 4 beautiful souls, and I wouldn't give them up for anything in the world because they mean everything to me. Getting to connect with each and every one of them on such a deep level meant everything to me. And it's something you wouldn't experience in any other form of connection. In any other summer camp or religious camp, you wouldn't build those bonds so deep that you trust someone fully and attentively. And I trusted every single person at that rally. And a huge part of being a Regie is giving a truth talk, which, by the way, I knew I had to give a truth talk when I first became Regie. And I was like, but what if I didn't? What if I didn't do that? What if instead I didn't do that? But over time, I created my truth talk. I talked about some of the hardest moments in my life. And before it, I was the last Regie to go. I went on the 4th day, which was the descent from the climb. And that day, the descent is so important to me because you've reached your goal, but now you have to accept that it's over and you have to realize that goal is still in my heart. That journey through that mountain is still in my present moment, even if it's in the past. And I was very nervous to give my truth talk. I was like shaking and I was crying. But as soon as I started talking, everyone in the room looked at me and I saw in each and every one of their eyes, they wanted to hear what I wanted to say. And so I just kept going, and I felt less nervous every word I said, and I felt so much strength, so much power from this community, even in my weakest moments, me crying, me sharing the hardest things I've been through with such a huge community of people. I felt stronger than I've ever felt in my entire life. And I think the thing that's really changed my perspective because of Rally this year is because I was a Regie, which means I didn't only get to experience it, but I got to help each and every person in a way to get their life changed. And I'd look into each person's eyes and I'd have a small conversation with each person a day or a long conversation, and they would just pour their hearts out to me. And I would just listen, and I'd be able to be like, wow, I'm so grateful that you shared that with me. And to this day, it's about 2 months post-rally, I still get calls almost every single day. I still text some of the kids that came. All the incoming freshmen ask me, what should I get for school? And I'm like, I don't know, you live in Colorado. I don't know what your school policies are. And I got this amazing chance to be able to be that person in someone else's life, to be the person that I so cherished, to help others in such a humongous way. And I know that each and every single one of those people I will hold close to my heart for the rest of my life. I know that each and every single one of those people will hold me close to their heart for the rest of their life, whether we're talking consistently or not. And it's just such an amazing thing to look into someone's eyes or to get a call on your phone and for someone to be like, thank you for just being you. Thank you for being so amazing. And me being able to say it and say it back and be like, thank you for being your true self with me. Thank you for always making sure I felt safe in every room that I walked in with you. And that connection is like nothing else in the world. And making sure that each person got there to that connection point, which every single person got there to that point. And I got to connect with each and every student and sponsor at the regional rally, Legacy Rally. And it is such a unique experience, like I've said 100 times before, but that space is like no other in the world. There's no other space where I've ever felt that accepted, that loved, that unconditional love is like nothing else in the world, because that's something so rare in this world. So walk into a space and know that you are truly and fully loved in the atmosphere, in the people's eyes that you're looking into. It's so amazing. And I'd like to thank the congregation and thank Unity for letting me have this amazing experience throughout these last 3 years, because this is so unique to Unity, to just our religion. And it's changed my life forever. I will never think the same way I did the first time I walked into a Legacy Rally. I am a completely different person, and that is for the better. I'm so grateful, and I'm so grateful that y'all donate to our tacos so that we're able to afford amazing things like Rally and hanging out with other Y.O.U.ers from across the country. So I'd like to say thank you for listening to me today, and thank you for letting me have this amazing experience, which is Legacy Rally. Thank you.
Wasn't that beautiful? Well, we're clap for Now we are going to enter a space of meditation. Okay, so as soon as I find it, because I accidentally clicked the top of the thing. Hello? Hey, I found it. Okay. They have to let me do this because we agreed to, but when we're done meditating, I'm gonna go meow, and that's your cue. So please get ready to enter a meditation. Find a comfortable position, sitting, or, swaying. Do not lie down, please. Gently close your eyes and take a deep breath in, and slowly exhale. Feel the air enter your lungs, expanding your chest, filling you with life. As you breathe out, release any tension, any heaviness you are carrying. With each breath, allow yourself to arrive in this moment here and now. Now, bring to mind the image of a mountain, vast, strong, and towering before you. This moment is your journey. The path is steep, uncertain, and filled with obstacles, but you are here, ready to climb. With every inhale, imagine taking a step forward. With every exhale, release doubt. Feel the ground beneath you, sometimes steady, sometimes shifting. You may stumble, but you do not stop. There is struggle in each step, but in that struggle, strength is born. You may encounter setbacks, weathered paths, sudden storms, but they do not define you. Pause for a moment. Imagine yourself facing a steep incline, one that feels insurmountable. You hesitate. The weight of failure lingers in your heart. Now place a hand on your heart. Feel it beat. Feel the life within you. Failure is not the end. It is the teacher. Every misstep is a lesson. Every fall an opportunity to rise. As you climb higher, the air thins, but the view expands. Look back at the journey, the hardships, the moments of doubt, the resilience that carried you forward. You are not the same person who started this climb. You have learned that strength is not about avoiding hardship, but embracing it. You have learned that failure is not defeat, but an invitation to grow. Stand at the peak of your mountain. Breathe deeply. Feel the wind on your skin, the warmth of the sun. You are here. You have endured. And though the journey never truly ends, you now know that you have the strength to face whatever comes. Take one last deep breath in. And slowly exhale. Carry this strength with you as you open your eyes and return to your day. You are capable, you are resilient, and every step forward is a victory. Namaste. Meow. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing up here, to be honest. They just let me out to dry.
You got it? Mm-hmm. We got it. Give us... I have a microphone. I forgot about that. Give us 2 seconds. We're having, again, a little bit more technical difficulties, but you know what? That's what makes us fun, okay? We have all the technical difficulties. That's what makes us fun. Yeah. Little early. Does she not have a list? Oh yeah, go ahead.
Don't you love how organic youth can be? I'm in deep appreciation for them, their bravery. I mean, could you do this when you were their age? So now's the time for our offering, and we didn't get a little script for the offering, so I'm just going to take this one for the team here and support the group. So there are many ways in which you can give here at Unity. You have little cards in the back of your pews that can support you if you're willing to make a digital donation. There's also little cards that you can hold. If you're making recurring donations, you can place that in the offering basket as the basket goes by. And for those of you online, click the link so that you can make your offering there. So if you will join me in speaking the affirmation, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I circulate, and I am grateful.
All right, now let's play a song. Trains running and you watch them disappear without love. I know I saw Miss Lucy down along the tracks. She lost her home and her family, and she won't be coming back without love. Where would you be right now? No, no, no. Without love. Well, the Illinois Central and the Southern Central Freight gonna keep on pushing my mud, 'cause you know they're running late without love. Where would you be now? No, no, no. Without love. Give it up for Joe. Well, the Illinois Central and the Southern Central Freight, I'm gonna keep on pushing my mud, 'cause you know they're running late without love. Where would you be right now? No, no, no. Without love. Well, the pistons keep on turning and the wheels go round and round. I'm gonna still rise like golden hall on the mountains they go down without love. Where would you be right now? No, 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 no. Without love. Where would you be now? Got to keep on moving now. You got to move it out. You got to move it out. You got to move it out. Yeah, keep a long train run. Long train run. Got to move it out. 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 Long train run.
Thank you, youth. Y.O.U, everybody.
One too many things. I could just shout. Okay. Good morning. So we look upon, we forget, and then we look upon this generous offering, and this extends to those that are online and are have continuing commitments to us that they fulfill. Thank you. And we see this abundance going forward to help others, and this is our blessing to them. Namaste.
I'm Elise, and I will be doing the announcements. Announcements. Hey, we sold our cow. Moo. We have no cow. Moo. We have no use for our bull now. Announcements. Hey. Join Reverend Cynthia and Anaya on Zoom at 7 p.m. Tuesday evening for the final of 3 New Beginning circles. We'll come together to explore our transition through the lens of renewal. Register online to get the Zoom link. Unity World Day of Prayer is September 10th and 11th. Sign up online or in the foyer for your 30-minute prayer vigil and add the power of your prayer during this worldwide event. Please share your prayer requests and gratitudes in the box in the foyer. They will be included during World Day of Prayer activities. Prayer chaplains are available after the service if you have any questions. We welcome all interested in new volunteers to join us for volunteer orientation today at 1:30 in room 131. Get to know other volunteers, learn more about the Sacred Service teams, openings, upcoming appreciation gatherings, and selecting a role that speaks to your heart. Join Katie Wiedenhofer and other Unity teachings for Lessons in Truth, a 6-week course based on the teachings of H. Emily Cady, 7 p.m. Tuesdays beginning September 2nd. Tap the What's New button on the website for information. Register now for a special screening of My Father's Name, a documentary that chronicles Jan Fraser's story of learning that her father was involved in the lynching. Friday, September 12th, 7 p.m. in Friendship Hall. Discussion to follow the movie. Join Reverend Cynthia on Sunday, September 14th at 1:30 in Friendship Hall for Creating a Space for Belonging, a conversation about how we can best create a space where Rev David and Jay will feel welcome and at home. Please join us September 20th for a special evening of food, connection, and music as we honor Reverend Cynthia's time, dedication, and work for our community. Together, we will release her with love and deep appreciation. Registration is required. Prayer chaplain announcement. Every Sunday, prayer chaplains hold sacred space during the service and are available for you in the chapel immediately following. If you'd like to pray, share gratitude, or ask about becoming a chaplain, come to the chapel or look for a friend in a purple sash. If you are online, you can call Silent Unity to pray with the chaplain. The number is on your screen. Today's chaplains are Heidi and Michael. Now's the time for us to say goodbye to our online participants. We appreciate you for joining us. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and have a great day.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.